Boy, it's been too long. I don't know what to say here. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I'm doing this on my iPad for a change, which I don't think I've ever recorded a video on on my iPad before, or maybe on any iPad, honestly. Um, what do I do? What do I talk about? Well, so YouTube, right? It's been a while since I posted a video. I think it said 8 months. And the last video was talking about what happened with the previous year, 2018, and why I didn't post videos there. Um, and I got to thinking on that about how I kind of miss doing the videos, but in a way, it wasn't necessarily the doing of the videos that I missed. It was the interaction with the people. 10 years ago, when I was really doing videos, well, like 16 years ago is when I started. So, but about 10 years ago, I think was when it was really the big heyday for me of doing YouTube videos. I had a big group of people that I interacted with on YouTube. I mean, I had a lot of people that I watched regularly. You know, had a lot of people I conversed with, people I was friendly with in the comment section, people that we did videos back and forth and had conversations, people I hung out with on various video chat websites, specifically Stickham, as anybody who was really active on the real YouTube community back then will remember. Um, Before things got kind of co-opted by um, the posers and the fake vloggers, um, and the ones that ultimately rose to popularity um, through what I feel was latching onto what was the YouTube community at that time and using it for monetary gain. Um, Again, kind of against the spirit of what things were then. I get it. I've talked about it before. People had to sell this place and make it worth the money that was spent on it. Anyway, I miss those people though. I miss the people that I actually hung out with. I miss hanging out every night with on Stickham with folks like James Mowry and Ross and Avery and Layla, and I still connect with all of them, um, and Tess and oh gosh, Mafia Man. I can't blanking on Jeremy. Yeah. Why do I remember your YouTube ID better than I do your name? It doesn't make sense. But all those people that we would talk, hang out, talk, we still, are like Facebook friends for the most part. Lost touch complete with some of them, and yeah, that kind of thing, but I miss the people that I only knew through video responses or comment sections, like, Cassie Rose or Cop Kitty, or heck, to a lesser degree Paper Lilies, because we never really worked, we're in the same circles, but we kind of knew of each other. Um, Same with Cats 22, like we weren't exactly in the same circles, we knew each other. I miss Mikma. Mikma was everywhere. Um, Everybody knew Mikma. He was part of everybody's group and came to visit everybody. Um, I miss that whole thing about YouTube. I didn't mean to ramble on about YouTube, but it kind of became a thing. I don't know. I got to thinking about it. That's the way these YouTube videos are supposed to work, right? You're just going to start rambling, and that's what it is. I miss watching Dick Ponderous's videos. They were always entertaining, and gosh, I can't remember the lady's name. There was a young lady. She was like a sideshow performer or something in Canada, and like it wasn't about that her channel. It was just her talking about stuff, but it was interesting, kind of the tone she would take and the cadence of her voice was interesting, and you know, and there's still some people I still watch. Every now and then Pipistrello or Mark, whatever name he's going by right now. I can't remember these names. I always remember the names that I used to know them by. They'll post a video or oh, I'm bad with names all of a sudden. From Alabama, Miss About One. He posts videos every so often, and I like to watch those. I may not get to comment as much because I usually use the TV to watch the videos, so the TV doesn't provide the interaction that I like. I miss, I do miss having the mental energy to post the videos or to edit the videos to post. It just seems like, I don't know, I get home in the evening from work where I'm a computer programmer, basically, and I just don't want to get on the computer anymore. I'm just tired of it. Look at it all day, and editing the videos, except when I did it on my phone, which I'm doing on iPad, so I don't know how I'm going to edit this, or if I'm going to edit this. I might just upload it as is, which will be really, interesting for some people. Because we'll have all the title sequences and all that. Ooh, that's a thing. I might have to just dump this as is. Or maybe I can, I don't know. Rambling. This wasn't supposed to be about YouTube. I just kind of got off on a tangent. 6 minutes in. Wow, okay. Maybe this video was about YouTube. I don't know. It just gets me thinking that there are different stages in your life, right? And you can kind of feel them coming on. Sometimes they hit you completely by accident, or not by accident. Feels like an accident to you. It's usually not. They catch you off guard. They catch you on guard. Catching you off guard, though, are the ones that are usually more impactful to you because you're just not prepared. You can't prepare. This time around, I don't know. I'll just say there's been some things that have been happening around me that, I'm not saying good, bad, different. There's people changing, people's relationships with each other changing in more ways than just the one that you might be assuming by listening to this. Some ways are still staying the same. Some people have moved on to new lives and I don't have contact with them. Some people have not. Some people just have. Some people have returned. Some people haven't. I don't know. It's all over the place, but it's one of those periods of time where you can kind of feel the change coming. And for some reason that made me think about doing a video blog, which I used to do all the time about even the littlest things, and it felt like that was who I was at that time. It's not necessarily who I am anymore. But I think this time around, the change, it feels like a change for the better in most cases. There are some maybe, I worry about, but for the most part, I think most people are, changing for the better, situations that suits them better. One of those not so good, it was actually me, because I'm pretty sure I'm on, doc just put me on the medication for high blood pressure, and after the diabetes diagnosis, I knew like heart-related stuff was going to be, have a higher, increased likelihood, and since this came back a little bit, sorry for being weird about that, I should have expected something like this to come along, but yeah, I'll just say the diabetes diagnosis opened my eyes to a lot of things. I changed a lot of things, but I had a little chemical help from one of the medications that I was taking at that time to drop a lot of weight, and I didn't realize how much I needed to change, I guess. So we'll see how much I can. If not, I don't know. Sorry for the mirror. Yeah, it's weird. I'm probably just going to dump this as is, and we'll see what people think. How many people get into this? What's happened to me since the last time we spoke? Not a lot. There's just been, like I said, been some changeover that I shouldn't talk about just because last time I talked about that kind of thing, non-positive results came of it. But in this case, I think it's been a change for the better for most people. The big thing I'm thinking of, kind of a realignment type of thing. It's just been a little growing pains and whatnot. I don't know, growing pains is the right word. You know, the pains of change. But for the most part, I think the change has been for the better. But other than that, life has been going on just kind of mundane as usual. Um, I did I did never get around to buying the software to edit the Disney World video from last year. I'm sorry. Um, it's so bad to the point where I actually, in August, so this is September 14th today? Yeah, 14th. Um, so at the beginning of August, so it was the week of August 3rd to the 10th, I actually went to Disneyland in California. And I knew because I didn't ever edit the previous video that I probably wasn't going to edit that video if I took it, so I didn't actually take the GoPro with me. Part of the thing, though, was I didn't do that because I didn't want to be there for secondary motives, I guess. Because honestly, this was the first trip I ever took of that type, like large trip, airplane trip even, that I can remember by myself. So, in the previous trip to Walt Disney World, sorry, my hand's getting a little shaky because I've been holding this thing with one hand, and it's getting tired of holding it up in the air. The previous trip to Walt Disney World I'd taken with a buddy of mine, and it made things, easier. I didn't have to make all the decisions. I didn't have to, it made it cheaper, which, oh boy. I found that out. Even with the cheap hotel I had in California, still. But, anyway, it definitely was a thing I wasn't entirely ready for, but I made the decision to do it, and I did it, and it was a blast, but I decided not to take the camera along or film a lot of video, or if I did do video, I did it for myself, which was very little. I did take a lot of photos that I put on Instagram and shared with family and friends through other meetings, but so I went that first week of August, the first full week, because the 3rd was the day I flew out, and it was a Saturday, and the 10th was the day I flew back here, and that was a Saturday as well, just because of the timing of the direct flights and all that. But it was for the 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion, and I got tickets to the big Haunted Mansion birthday party event. I went to the second day because the main part of the event started at 1 a.m., the second day's event actually was on that Friday the 9th, which was the real anniversary, whereas the previous one was the day before, which wasn't the actual anniversary. And it was a blast, man. Actually, I did run into a couple I ran into Offhand Disney, Dolan, I think Dolan, at the check-in for the event. He was checking in. I was coming back for the photo op thing. I didn't get a chance to talk to him for very long. I didn't want to hold him up and checking in, but I did want to say hi and say, hey, I like your videos, and let him on his way. And I did see Fresh Baked Disney. There was a part where, for the big event, they marched us all in to right in front of where you get in the Mark Twain, and in front of the Golden Horseshoe, and they had some singers and whatnot, and they were about 10, 15 feet in front of me. It was close enough to make eye contact, but not close enough to actually be able to hear through the crowd, so I didn't get to say hi to them. I kind of wanted to, but I was there for the event, specifically, and I had such a blast. Like, I could tell you all about it, but you can go and see videos on the internet and actually watch it firsthand. I didn't get to do everything, and everybody that I've seen, gosh, sorry, hand's getting tired, I'm shaking this thing. Everybody that I've seen talk about this event, all of them seem to have had the same experience as I did, where there was not enough time to do everything they had lined up for you. Not everybody got to go do all the food. Not everybody got to see all the shows. I'm hoping everybody got to ride the mansion, and all the photo ops. You didn't. Not everybody got to do. I got to do a couple of the photo ops. Almost all of the food. I skipped the appetizer because it was like hummus or something else that I didn't really care to what to eat, and it's just like that's not something I'm gonna go stand in line for. Um, and some of the food that you could buy extra was actually on sale in the park the next day, like the wedding cake, and I think it's still on sale in the park actually. Um, so that, and I had that, and it was really good. Um, and some of it had actually been on sale earlier that day, was as well as some of the merchandise from the event, which was actually earlier in the day. They'd been suddenly, like maybe accidentally, on sale in the park earlier that week. Um, like a Hatbox Ghost coffee mug, color changing. Like it was supposed to be introduced for the event, but I ran into it at the shop there by the Pirates of the Caribbean on a mention, like 2 days before. So it sold out real quick. Until they actually fully released it. I'm sure that's there now. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling about it all, but I really enjoyed it, and it was a fun thing to do, and I'm glad I did it. And I didn't take video of it, so there's not going to be any video for it. There's this. This is me talking about it and rambling. 16 minutes into a video that I've stuttered and wiped my nose and shook the camera all around because it's an iPad. My hand's getting tired, and I've said that like 4 times already. I don't remember how I used to do this anymore. I felt like I needed to. I just watched the Arkansas Razorbacks beat Colorado State on the TV, and I have mixed feelings about their performance. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's probably meaning it's time to sign off. But the point of all of this is that times change, people change. I'm not going to be shutting off the video channel or the YouTube channel anytime soon. But I can't guarantee when and how I'll post and what I'll post and any of that. It's just like I've always done, what comes to me when I feel like it and how I feel about it. And right now I'm feeling kind of good about things in general. So, yeah, I keep looking off to the, well, I get it's my right. It might look to like, I don't know how to flip it around. I keep looking, instead of at the camera, I keep looking at the screen off to the side, or I can see myself, because I'm trying to make eye contact with the human face that's there, which is mine, so I guess it's human, right? Yep, rambling. Running out of content. Is anybody going to watch this far in? Should I just keep saying things until it becomes a 20-minute video? Why is it easier for me to talk like this when I'm all alone than when other people are around? Why do I start stuttering well, now I've done it. I'm stuttering. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to get to 20 minutes. Sorry. Oh gosh, there goes my hand slipping. Okay. We say goodbye now. I'd wave, but if I do, I'll drop this thing, because this was a bad choice for filming on. Okay, bye. I missed the button to turn it off. Bye. Stop making weird faces. Okay, turn it off now. Bye.